The sound of literature is the human heart beating cognitively, collectively. And the world's change of heart is reflected in what we write. Fresh blood pumps throughout the literary scene. I, as the author of the recently published Confessions of a Teenage Girl, am an integral part of this new blood. It is our responsibility as cognitive consumers of literature to embrace this change. Similar to Rupi Kaur, the author of the ambivalently received Milk and Honey, and other unconventional modern poets, straying away from the standards of good poetry made me subject to blatant criticism. Isn't literature, like all art, subjective? To box art into an unchanging cage of standards is to let the evolving beauty of it pass you by. Opportunistic, unpopular government officials have plagued our world from time immemorial. Using two examples of periods of economic unrest, the finance bill suggested earlier this year in Kenya, and the wool tax imposed on medieval peasants by the 13th century Zakayo, King Edward I. We can explore the beauty of literary evolution even when discussing oppressive economic instability. Hakuna equity kwa hii economy. You can take that to the bank. There's no equity in this economy. You can take that to the bank. Get it? Equity. Bank. Mumo the poet showcases the change in literature due to exposure to our authentic Kenyan stories. Through references we understand and in our language. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master, or as we now know him, King Edward I. The use of catchy rhyme and hidden metaphor made this grim poem palatable, to the point where we, and thanks to Cocomelon, the children after us can keep singing these odes to remember and honor their suffering. The unique presentation of this piece lets us denote and date back these literary techniques to medieval Europe, acting as a special marker to let us know when and where they're from. Let me read you some reviews from my recent poetry performances. I feel like I fell in love from my poetry reading at Kwani. Get this girl a room with herself from my school performances. Racy. My mother, after reading my book. A few years before this, my mother's knowledge of my literary skill consisted of a Psalms 36 rendition I wrote titled Constant Love. Shock on her that the love did remain constant, however a bit more sensually. If one person can change so much in her poetry over around 5 years, why on earth would the entire literary scene stand still? Imagine how much change generations of people's poetry goes through. Like your body and mine, The global body of literature renews itself all the time. The sun is still the sun. East is still east, even in New Horizons. But let me ask you, if Horizons didn't renew, then how would we know a new day was here? Thank you.